Yeah, that's surprising. It's pretty normal and chill. When you think about vampires, you think about Wilhelm. Not necessarily. Basically power station for this. Yeah, but what's the deal with her? Especially I don't want her to be like in the hands of Rusauka. And you need like full chant for this. It's like casting a spell. The guy is like basically invincible here. Hello and welcome, Pocket Watch here, and it seems it's about time for another episode of DS Irae, so I have to re-record the beginning because I forgot to click the record. So yeah, anyway, what I wanted to say is that it's interesting how Bei third degree ability is different than what I thought it would be, because Bei is this like fusion type, this parasite type that's like in his body, right? Just like Ren. And I expected like his third degree, and in general the like Ren and his third degree, because they're both like basically physical fusion types, right? So I thought like it would like transform his body even more or something, but it's apparently like AoE, like his Bankai is AoE around the school, so that's took me off guard, and that's why I thought it's like Rusauka's. That would make more sense to me. But apparently it's not the case, so I have a feeling like second degree is based on weapon and third degree is more based on personality, because then that would make sense, because taking personality of Bei, like this area is basically hunting grounds for him, so that would make sense for him to hunt his prey and stuff, so yeah. So I really wonder what's like Rusauka third degree then, in this case. And Ren, and in general, the abilities of the third degree. Well, anyway, we'll see. So let's just go to the episode and let's see what's going to happen. It took until morning for me to regain consciousness. Yeah, with Shiro. Even since we left the club to investigate the school premises, Shiro had been unable to shut his mouth about this. Great. He let out a crackle and patted me on the shoulder. Well, I guess he was right about it in a sense. I wouldn't exactly call that seduction, but the logic was the same. Yeah, I wish we would stop talking about it already. We stood in front of the gates of Tsukinawa High. I couldn't think of any other places where Kasumi and Sakurai could have chosen to go together. I can't believe she kidnapped Kasumi of all people. My chest was awhirl with a tempest of anger, frustration, guilt. But now was not the time to wallow in emotions. I wonder how much time passed. Because to say that he had to figure out that Kasumi is not at her house, basically. If Kasumi was here, all I had to concentrate on was saving her and taking any enemies out that might stand in my way. Beyond those gates, I would likely to be met with a full-blown battlefield. Yeah, and Kasumi might be dead already. Okay. All what we know that she disappeared, so yeah, could be dead and Rusauka just ate her. Or Bei just somehow like teleported her within his like hunting grounds. If that's possible. As the two came back in the morning and learned on the situation, they actually used rock, paper, scissors to decide who would accompany me on the search for Kasumi. Apparently, they had some pressing business to take care of that required at least one of them. And so Shiro won't tag along with me. I'd say he was better option, but that's be a lie. We're both the same, really. I would say Shiro is more crazy than Ellie, so he's more adaptive in the situation like that. He can like think more on the instant moment, I would think. Like Ellie is more like analytics. She need a plan beforehand. Shiro don't really, probably. Huh? It was just, well, why he's wearing that? I'm not going to comment on that. Ren, come on. Like, do you expect him to wear a school uniform just because you're going to school? Really?
いや、あるにはあるけど。
じゃあそんなステージ衣装みたいな格好してんなよ。目立ちすぎだろ。
Like it matters.
これは俺のユニフォームなんだよ。かっけえだろ。
かっけえっつうか。
I mean, it is cool. What do you want from his uniform? It's cool. The conversation was giving me a headache, so I looked away from Shiro. It was hard to tell if he was full of spite or just relied on his carefree attitude to dispel the tension, but no amount of playfulness would help us past this point.
お前、本当にいいんだな。
Yeah, there's going to be some crazy shit to deal with.
しつけえな。今さらなんだよ。芋なんか引かねえって。
Like, Shiro have balls of steel. Like, he met with these guys like 2 times already. And he still's like, yeah, whatever, I will fight them, whatever.
そうかよ。
God damn it. Well, okay. If that's what he wanted, then so be it. I had just... Oh, I'm sorry. I had just one pair of arms right here. I just supposed to fight. Only I could take Sakurai Urisawa on, so there was only one thing Shiro could do.
夏美の救出はお前がやれよ。
Okay.
わかってるって。余計な邪魔が入ってなきゃそうしてやる。
Well, you probably will have to rematch Bay at this point. I mean, come on, you fought her one time and you managed to escape, so Bay will not let you go away this time. I really wished that was the case. We would have a pretty bad problem if it wasn't. I took a deep breath.
行くぞ。
We then passed through the gates. At that moment... Yep. I didn't even know how to describe it. I felt as we passed through warm membranes of some sort. I felt my body instantly grew heavier and had trouble breathing. Yeah, calm down or they will suck up your life out of you. What the hell was going on in here? I shook head, hoping to get rid of myself of the sudden wave of lightheadedness, as Shiro addressed me from behind.
おい、レン。あれ見ろよ。
I turned around to see... Yeah, the moon changed. The giant disk of on a full moon hanging in the sky. Its ominous, reddish light pierced through my skin like needles. I shuddered from the cold, feeling inexpressible exhaustion, like a hold my body. More importantly, Shiro dangled his left wrist in front of my eyes. The watch on it said 8:30 a.m.
今日は満月の日じゃねえんだけどな。
Yeah.
ここは夜で月が丸い。多分何時でも。待てよ。
Shiro grasped my hand as I tried to take a step outside through the gates.
やめとけ。わかんないけど、出て戻れなかったらどうすんだよ。
Okay, good point. He was right. No matter how you look at it, there was something wrong with this place. This probably wouldn't let me leave. And even if it did, not being able to come back, it would be even worse.
外側からじゃ何も変わってなかったのにな。
The world changed the moment we took a step through the gates. A dark night enveloped us in the middle of an early morning.
心当たりあるか？
None. I never knew it was even possible to kill something like this. Yeah, you have no idea what third degree abilities are. And so I am. I mean, I also don't know. I just know this one. At least from what they say, it's just sipping life. So what's like full power of this actually? If I had to liken it something, it seems kind of equivalent to how the beach that Mari dwelt in is suddenly manifesting in the real world. How could no one ever do such a thing? Nothing made sense to me in here. Oh, so maybe Ren can also like manifest some kind of like place. Just like Bay. Do all of them have the same ability as the third degree? Is this like general idea?
悪い。役立たずだ。
そうか。けどまあ、悲観すんな。
Shiro gave me a smile as he patted me on the back. I couldn't see the usual carefreeness in that curl of the lips, but just managing to force a confident face in a place like this was already quite an achievement as far as I was concerned. He had balls. That was for sure. Yep.
お前は平気か？
ああ。
This inexplicable exhaustion was a bit of a problem though. I had no idea what was going on, but I feel dizzy and short of breath, as if I'd suddenly been brought to the summit of a large mountain or something. Both my hands and feet had grown numb. I wasn't sure if could form a proper face.
とりあえずだな。あまり息すんな。あと切れるな。心拍数も上げるな。
Shiro just figured out everything. Holy shit! I mean, this is general good idea, and it's just like, I guess, big luck that it works within the Bane domain. Because yeah, you just should calm down and yeah, just think it through. Because you are on the enemy territory, so being cool and level-headed is pretty good idea.
むちゃくちゃ言うな、お前。
無茶なとこ来たんだから、無茶しねえとダメだろうがよ。
まあ、そりゃあな。
Yeah. I obeyed his calm voice. I didn't know if his suggestion would be of any use, but at least made me calm down a bit. They said a positive attitude was the best medicine after all.
おうよ。
Okay. And so we stepped into the shroud of darkness, waiting for us, beyond door. I was prepared for battle. I couldn't say I got used to either killing others or risking my own life, but I could at least face it as an inescapable fact. Still, the situation seems far worse than I had imagined. I had a very bad feeling about this Kasumi. Yeah, she's probably dead somewhere. I felt as if there was more dread and despair waiting for me beyond those doors than anything I had lived through till this point. Okay.
さて、これはどこ行っても同じだな、おい。
Yeah, that's surprising. It's pretty normal, chill. We explored the school, thoughtfully investigating each room on the first floor to the fourth. The place remained shrouded in darkness, without a single ray of light finding its way inside. I felt just as exhausted as before, with my strength slowly slipping out of my body, as if being siphoned out by some invisible power. Still, there was one thing we likely managed to discover.
とりあえず、さっきのは礼言っとく。
I wonder if Bay is taking this power and like powering up himself with this. I wonder if he's like eating souls alive. Something like that, you know?
え？ああ、俺のここはちょっといろいろあれだからな。
He pointed at his nose and made a wry smile. If he hadn't told me to breathe through my mouth, I might have already been done for by this point. The black, jail-like things sitting around were remnants of blood and flesh that seems to have been rotting here for hundreds of years. Even though I'd begun breathing through my mouth, this disgusting smell was turning my brain to mush. Yeah, that's your like fellow students. I probably would have gone insane the moment I took a lungful of this rotten air through my nose.
これあれか。ブラムストーカーのあれっぽいわな。わかるだろ？
Nope, I have no idea who the hell that is. Sorry, Shiro. Shiro didn't exactly spell it out, but he already had an idea about who was responsible for this. And so did I, for the matter. Any fool would realize the nature of this place upon setting foot inside. The school had transformed into a vicious hunting ground for the beast, ruled by the aggressive, in a satiable lust for flesh, a demonic paradise of the blood. Its only spectacle, the full moon reached its skies in the eternal darkness. And who else would lord over a realm like this than a vampire? In other words, yeah. When you think about vampires, you think about Wilhelm. He was here. So this time, I had to be wary of not only Sakura and Rusauka, but him as well. In fact, I had a feeling he was the most dangerous of them all. He ruffled his hair.
前にちょっとおちょくったからな。いきなりマジかよ。そうなるとさすがに俺もきっついわ。あいつはこう適度に舐めててくれた方がやりやすいんだよ。わかるだろ?
Yeah, we can take him by surprise, but this way. But he saw you fight, and he know that you can like make a quick on him, so he won't underestimate you anymore, I guess. Because you still cannot hurt him, but you can like stop his movement a bit and stuff, probably. I too had nearly been killed by Wilhelm before. Prior experience had taught me that we couldn't let him get serious. That psycho was an amalgamation of malice and raw bloodlust. Meeting him in battle meant to fight to the death with no alternatives. As such, the best way to take him out was to go at him with all you had when he was still holding back. Otherwise, he would simply crush us like flies through overwhelming superiority.
こりゃバカすみ早いとこ引っさらって逃げた方がいいんじゃね? あの女の話じゃ戦場にならないとダメなんだろ?
I mean, not necessarily. They said it's better to have the battle, but they can just massacre civilians, and that would work as well, but it wouldn't be that as good as in the battle. However, there was one thing I couldn't get out of my mind.
そうあってほしいとは思うし、そうでなきゃ最悪だけど、最近は楽観主義ができなくなった。
Yeah, pretty much all the students are dead. The main objective might indeed have been to lure and fight us out here. But what if we decide to ignore them? Would they just sit here for days waiting for us? I couldn't imagine them being so ludicrous.
俺が来ても来なくても、どうなろうと対処できるようにするのが普通だろう。ビルヘルムはそんなこと考えなくても、ルサルカは。
I couldn't imagine such a detail escaping that sly bitch. If this place didn't become a battlefield, she would just turn it into execution grounds.
なるほどね。でもざっと回ってみた結果、一っ子一人いなかったぜ。
ここが普通の場所に見えるか？
いや全然。もしかしたら忍者屋敷並みの仕掛けが働くかもしんねえし。
That's not your underground thing, Shiro. That's not how it works.
例えば壁の中、天井裏とか地面の下とか、侵入者を飲み込むことができるんだったら。
それとも目に映る景色を実際とは違うように歪めて。
Okay, that's more like it. Okay, I mean, they already did distort your perception, like you see the freaking red moon outside. In that case, they might as well have been hiding the 500 students of the school somewhere out of sight.
けど、確かめる方法はない。
答えがわからないなら、用だけ済ませて逃げるわけにもいかない。
おお、そりゃ参ったね。
いきなり攻撃してくる気配もないしな。
Though it also made me curious why Wilhelm would let us run free inside the place. That might as well have been his belly. Was he waiting for something? If so, what? Was it a trap or a gunshot to signal the start of the battle?
こっちから探ったりはできねえの?
Yeah, this is weird, like... This is sass. Why Wilhelm is like waiting like that? I don't know. I wonder when he will like make a move.
さっきからやろうとはしてるんだけどな。
Unless he cannot move while holding the third degree Yetzira? What if he need to be like rooted in place, basically? Like he cannot move and he need to concentrate on like keeping this field up as the third degree. So he's like the basically power station for this. Maybe that's that. And he's just like, and this is not the hunting grounds but like a trap. Huh, that would be annoying for him as fuck, though. Because he would like to hunt. Sensing another killing intent or the impending storm after the calm was far beyond my capabilities. That was what he wanted to know. My senses might have grown keener, but I was still no match for war-trained soldiers, one of whom I was trying to find now. However, giving up was not an option.
少し真剣にやってみる。しばらく話しかけないでくれ。
了解。じゃあ、俺は俺で試してみるか。
I didn't know what he was up to, but Shiro began straining his ears. Then again, I suppose it wouldn't hurt. He did have animal-like senses after all.
先に見つけた方が飯おごりだからな。
I gave him an ironic smile before closing my eyes, focus my senses. Okay. All animals had a sense of the territory, and humans were no exception. Anyone would feel uncomfortable if someone they don't like invaded their personal space. Just like how people prefer to sit a few seats apart in the cafeteria, or how they choose the urinals furthest away from those occupied. They would always unconsciously try to maintain distance from their kin whenever they could, and apparently it was a young man who needed the most personal space. Then what about me? What constituted my usual territory? I couldn't tell if it was good or bad thing, but I felt quite certain that of the fact that I needed more personal space than most. I mean, Kasumi had already called me asocial, but I barely had any friends. No wonder I disliked anyone being close to me. As I closed my eyes, I could feel it in my skin. Shiro standing next to me, not even a meter apart. I could sense his breathing, heartbeat, and mental state. I widened the radius further. 2 meters, 3, 4, 5. My territory extended like the sphere, both to the left, right, up and down. If you think about this sharpening senses is like, it's also like your like area of perception, right? It's like essentially this thing what Ren is doing now is kind of like in a sense like what the third degree of Bei is. It's like Bei extended his, because Bei can sense everything inside this bubble, as Rusalka said, right? So he basically extended his senses and created this ability inside of his like range of senses, I think. Yeah, I can like help myself, but this extending of like your senses feels similar to what the degree of Bei is, in a sense. I created my own pocket world inside Wilhelm's realm. His will, of course, restrained my intrusion, and my realm extended at a snail pace at best, but I could still feel the area of my perception widen. And so, Shiro locked eyes with me once. I jerked my head up. Oh, are you kidding me? What was he, bad? Nice. I was a little surprised at how genuinely sharp his senses were, but either way, I sensed the exact same thing. And what was more...
Huh?
Well, shit. She was on the third floor, right below us. We must have checked that room just a couple of minutes ago and found it empty, yet I could sense her quite clearly over there right now. There was just no way I could mistake Rea Himuro for someone else. She was one of the few people I cared about just as much as Kasumi, if not even more. I spotted her only because she was a regular person. I extended my senses, which weren't even that keen to begin with, to the widened area, so I doubt I could detect any of those warmongers, unless they themselves wished to be found. Yeah, but what's the deal with her? She seems calm and self-possessed, her head half in the clouds, as usual. In any case, it didn't feel like she was either fleeing from someone or being confined. As such, there was only one thing to do. Yeah, Like, she said like it might be the last time in the previous episode, so... I wonder. Is Himuro going to die before Kasumi? Why was she here? How was she related to those maniacs? This wasn't exactly the best time for the long-winded discussions. But I also couldn't just abandon her.
俺らを釣る餌ってことはないんかよ。
Could be. Yeah. Yeah, I could guess that much myself. The possibility was high. And that's getting into a heap of trouble even higher. Nonetheless.
俺は行くぞ。誰がなんて言っても。
へいへい。俺も行ってみただけだよ。
Okay. We gave each other a nod and dashed through the corridor. I jumped down the stairs to the third floor in a single leap.
で、どこよ？
I raised my hand and pointed at one of the rooms in silence.
4組。
俺らのクラスだ。
Okay. As well as Sakurai's and Rusauka's.
いやー、思い返すと濃いメンツだったよな。
He really should have mentioned his minded his own business, but I couldn't deny it. The school was a closed place. I had closest place I had to a normal life. Okay. And also the first of my safe heavens to be destroyed. Just a group of 40 or so students laughing and getting angry at each other, studying and falling in love, chatting and playing around. This kind of peaceful, boring daily life could come across partially practically anywhere. I'd hoped I could live out the rest of my life surrounded by the mundane bliss. Yet, it was absolutely and cruelly taken from me. Hi! Did you heard us? Did you felt us? Or why did you leave the classroom? How did you know that we are here? Did someone told you? What's the deal with you, Himuro, huh? The door opened with a repulsive creak, revealing a certain girl.
藤井君
Himuro, once our senior in school, and now a tiny ticking bomb whose position in all this I couldn't quite discern. Depending on her answers, I might end up having a fight with her as well. Well, she doesn't look like a fighter, she seems like she's involved, but not like the fight. It's like, they need her for something. My thoughts gave way for sheer anxiety as I saw her, prompting me to let my guard down.
Oh.
Hi! Great! We have Sakurai here as well. Well, shit. Time to fight. I guess like she was just like hey, calm down, we are not here to fight you. Like, Bei is the enemy here. Sakurai. I would have been lying if I said my thoughts didn't freeze when I saw her emerge from the classroom after Himuro. If she had attacked me right then, I would have been dead in an instant. Also, I just realized she's like wearing her like classroom uniform. Why? I would like shoot her like have like her like usual outfit for the job, I would call it.
よう姉ちゃん、俺に何の断りもなく帰るなんてひどいじゃんよ。
Okay. Shiro took a step forward with a smile, as if trying to cover me while I was still dumbfounded. His voice betrayed no hint of surprise or anxiety. This guy is such a fucking badass. He likely expected there to be someone watching over Himuro.
俺はレンよりだいぶ薄情だからな。餌は食っても釣られねえぞ。で、お二人さんはここで何をしてるわけ？
ユサ君こそ何してるの？
Okay. Nice welcoming face, Rhea.
俺はあんた見りゃわかるっしょ。修羅場にシャシャってくんのはいつものことじゃん。それで
Shiro glanced at Sakurai again. It was at that point I finally regained my composure.
悪いな、シロ。
I took a step forward, allowing Shiro to step back instead. With Sakurai around, it was a bad idea to let him stand in the front up unprotected.
先輩はまあ後で話そう。とりあえず無事そうで安心しました。
藤井君も
Okay.
それで桜井。
You really are B? The emotions I'd been suppressing up until now erupted at once, filling my eyes with rage. Not even my consideration for Himuro could stop me from staring daggers at Sakurai. To tell the truth, my blood had been boiling since last night. I was frustrated with my own naivete, my own stupidity, as well as the woman who dared kidnapped Kasumi right under my nose. She didn't per se kidnapped her. Kasumi was dragged to the school anyway, because of Rusauka's powers.
あいつはどこだ桜井。答えないと。
Kill you right here and now. I might have grown to know her better during the past days, but my anger at the moment far outweighed any sympathy I might have built for her. I ignored Himuro, bemused stare. Shiro must have said something as well, but I paid no attention to it. My gaze remained fixated on Sakurai, and her alone. Depending on her answer, I could very well attack her right here and then. And such,
綾瀬さんなら知らない。
that anticlimactic answer of hers felt like a rush of cold water over me.
知らない。だと。
ええ、聞かれても答えられない。
She didn't appear to be lying, which also meant that my worst fears had come to pass.
じゃあ今は他のやつのところかよ。
Honestly, if Kasumi were to kidnap by any of them, I wish it would have been Sakurai. At least she wasn't as dangerous as Wilhelm and Rusauka. Yeah, pretty much. Especially I don't want her to be like in the hands of Rusauka, I think.
どうするよレン。お前はこいつを締め上げたいんだろうけど、そういう。
Oh wait, but
それで肩がつくわけでもなさそうな感じだぞ。
the Wilhelm backstory make me worry as well. But hey, he said he don't want to have like any subhuman, so yeah, Kasumi should be fine with Wilhelm. Well, she could die easy, but yeah, still better option than Rusauka, I guess, where you just get like endlessly tortured until you give up and die. She was pissing me off to no end, but our main objective here wasn't to teach her a lesson, regardless of how much I'd like that to be the case. Either way, taking care of her wasn't a priority at the moment. My first order of business was to save Kasumi. Also...
Senpai.
Yeah. This is the... yeah, okay.
今のここに。
それは
Her eyes widened as I seized her by the shoulders, pulling her close.
教えてくれ先輩。他の生徒はいるのかいないのか。
Yeah, pretty much dead. She looked away from me and fell silent, ignoring my question. Ah, that wasn't it. That was actually her way of answering it. Yeah. I followed her gaze outside. Oh shit, outside? Are the bodies outside? Oh fuck. Well, I could see one silhouette after another pop out in the yard. Faces, both familiar and new. Both guys and girls, everyone from my year. Okay.
おいおい。
She was also taken aback. I couldn't blame him. It really was the bizarre sight. Okay, what's happening? I could tell there was about 200 people in the yard by now. Some were dressed in uniforms, some in casual clothes, and some even in pajamas. All of them seem completely out of it. Okay, so they're alive, and they gathered like outside, in the schoolyard. Okay, this is weird. Why? They gathered like that? I guess they're paid, right?
かすみは
I couldn't. I think I looked through everyone over there, and she didn't seem to be among them. With her, there or not, this certainly didn't seem like a good sign.
見ろよ。あれ。
Shiro voice rang uncharacteristically urgent. I followed his finger with my gaze to see a giant flame looming in the center of the yard, with students surrounding it, a genuinely monster, if I'd ever seen one. Oh, he's seeing Kane? That's Kane, yeah, okay. If that thing was here, did it mean Sister Lisa was also around? Nope.
ダメだ。もう遅い。
Shiro voice trailed off. Sakurai looked away, while Himura simply shivered in my grasp. I merely gazed at the spectacle before me, like completely dumbfounded. It was simply nothing I could do from here. Yep, okay. So we're just going to execute them. That's what they said, that Rusauka will just turn this into execution grounds if they don't fight. Like, it doesn't matter for her. Kane swung the giant lump of metal in his hands. Much like in the club, it erupted a purple lightning, swallowed 100 or so students in the blink of an eye, leaving nothing but bloody smoke and burned flesh in their place. Like, this combination is so OP in Rusauka's hand. Like, she can, like, basically unconsciously brought people to herself, basically like a hypnosis, and then just slaughter them with cane. This is just like, this is the ultimate, like, trap. Himuro wrapped her hands around my back and pressed against me to block my vision, as if thinking she could escape this nightmare by merely refusing to acknowledge its existence. But it was too late. Her frame was too small to cover my eyes. Yeah, and I saw this before. Some of the pieces of meat and entrails of what used to be my schoolmates were flung so hard they reached up to the third floor, splattering against the windows in front of us. Lovely. I could make out a severed hand and a piece of leg stuck against the window frame. That red mash was probably the remains of someone's heart. And that thing, that looked like a blown up balloon, must have been a lung. I even spotted a jaw, an eyeball, a torn off scalp with hair clinging to it, as well as a half of the face, all destroyed beyond recognition. They all gave me the condemning look. Why didn't you come here earlier? Why was the bastard like you in our school anyway? If you had never been around, no, we would have never ended up like this. Not really. You were destined to die pretty much all the time. At this point, I could practically hear my mind crumble. My whole world was falling apart. My day-to-day life, a place for me to return to. Why did a depraved fool like me ever delude himself into thinking he could protect them? Sheer frustration made my tears flow, and I was unable to stop them. I barely even know the faces of those massacred students. I wonder if Rhea knows that we have powers, by the way. I don't, like... Yeah, she could know, but not necessarily. And that weight, the heaviest upon my soul, it felt like an insult to their memory. I shoved Himura aside and rammed my fist into the window glass. Yet I lacked the strength to even shatter something as thin as that. You should actually be angry at the person controlling him, but I guess that makes sense because he's actually the one that did it, so makes sense in the spite of like adrenaline and everything. The window remained intact, as if mocking me for being completely powerless, as if telling me I could never save anyone, that I was just under sacrifice, brought here to rot and be turned into sludge. I let out the phoenix scream from the very bottom of my heart, cursing the name of my mortal enemy. I'd make him pay. I'd kill him, Kane too, and the priest, and the Rusauka, and then Sakurai, and that Akur's sister Lisa as well. Damn. That is really turning into like killing machine. Hi Wilhelm. Yeah. Great, you just anchored him in his own domain. Well, shit. The temperature around us suddenly shot 10 or so degrees down. A whole arrangement of scornful laughs, a snort, a chuckle, a guffaw, and the whole reverberated across the walls, merging into one continuous feat and maniacal laughter. And beneath it, the vilest, most genuinely lust of Under's blood.
本番行こうか、小僧。
Great.
せいぜい食い出のある生きのいい餌になれや。
Okay. How will he attack? It was about to start. Wilhelm had yet to unveil the true face of his real realm. Thus far, he had been merely playing around, but in this moment,
枯れ落ちろ恋人、死骸を晒せ。
whisper to ashes, oh my love. Wither to ashes. May the world behold your remains. So it is like power that sucks life out of you. Wither to ashes.
私の愛で朽ちるあなた、私だけが知っているから。
And you need like full chant for this. It's like casting a spell. His voice reverberated across the night. The third stage of Evocate. I wasn't taught about it by anyone. I could still feel it and comprehend its terror on my skin. Creation figment. See? Creation. And he's the freaking fusion.
ローゼンカバリエ・シュバルツバルド。
Forest of Death. Rose Bearer, okay. Unlimited Blade works. Okay. Did he just like attack everyone instantly? Somehow? An overwhelming sense of his exhaustion washed over me, and more intense than anything I'd ever experienced before. I could barely breathe, let alone stand. Okay, so he just increased the power of like sucking out life of you. A vampiric knight, ready to drain the very life from all that dread venture into his realm. Such was the nature of Wilhelm's.
想像だ。さあ、どうするよ小僧。
So Creation Figment is basically the official name for the third degree, I think. It's not just like he have like creation outside of his like parasite thing, right? Sorry, I call it parasite. It's, I don't know, it's like more natural to me. I know it's like fusion. Okay. So basically third degree means creation, right? I think that's what it is. So everyone can like create stuff with the third degree. It seems. We need to see more to have like definite answer for this, because it's just one example. In response to a boost of his will, the crimson hue of the blood covering the area deepened. Cracks began to appear all over the ceiling and the walls. Even inanimate objects had their life energy drained. Oh shit. It was instinct alone that made me muster at least the last of my strength to leap with scream. A whole swarm of stakes suddenly shot out of the gaping cracks currently surrounding us. Okay, so he can like... So he's like one with his domain or something, and he can like attack through like any direction he wants. This is freaking OP. How do you attack him? Had I not managed to grab the confused girl and drive her out of harm, she would have been screwed like a pig. We were inside his belly. I had long since lost count of the number of stakes that appeared, all lasting for our blood. Was it a dozen, 100, 1,000? No. They sprouted in tens of thousands, like thorns of the nightmarish rose.
動けるか。
ま、なんとかな。
よし。だったら。
How do you fight this? I think for the first time, I have literally zero idea how we can fight this thing. The guy is like basically invincible here. How can you defeat this? Does it have like any like weaknesses? I had more resistance against this war than Shiro and Humuro, so it was obviously to me who should have fought him. But what of Kane? No, more importantly, what of Rusauka and Kasumi? Humor shivered in my arms. In the boundless forest of bloody stakes, I could make out remnants of the bones and scraps of clothes hanging around their tips. Among them I recognized some pieces of our school uniform.
足りねえよ小僧。マリウスが集めたの300年。それっぽっちの劣等じゃ俺の腹は膨れねえ。ここのスラスチカは開かね
Okay.
え。やるんだろ。買ってくれるんだろ戦争を。退屈させんな色男。てめえの面はあいつに似すぎて、そこの女どもやりたくなるぜ。
Okay, but you just said you don't hold any subhuman. Does it mean that Humuro is not subhuman for you? Okay, that means a lot actually, because that definitely means that she's more than she looks like. This crazy guy.
かすみは
In an attempt to drown out his ridiculous crackle with the roar of my own, I ask him the most important question of them all.
かすみは一体どこにいるお前がさらったのかビルヘルム
くったらねえ濡れ衣だな。俺は殺し合いに来たんだぜ。人揃いの真似事なんぞするかよ。
Yeah, pretty much. I expect Rusavka to have her.
そういうのはマリウスの領分だ。探してみろよ。急がねえとえらい目に遭うぜ。
Yeah, that's my big concern too. I suppressed my anger. Now wasn't the time for emotions. Kasumi was in Rusavka clutches. I didn't have enough manpower to save her and fight these bastards off. I was up against Kane, Rusavka and Wilhelm. I had to protect Kasumi, Humuro, and the other students. Yet, all we had was me and Shiro. You forgot about Sakura in your calculations. Wow, he like extremely forgot about Sakurai. What the fuck? Okay. What should we do? What could I do? I had no time to hesitate. I had to make a choice right away, but I simply couldn't come up with anything.
仕方ねえな。
Shiro spoke in an indifferent voice, as if he realized my hesitation.
下の奴らは見捨てろ。優先順位だ。
Priorities. Sakurai had been talking about it too, and she was indeed right, but
それから先輩も無視だ。別にほっといても死にやしねえよ。
okay. Why are you so sure though?
なあ、そうだろ。それがお前の役目じゃねえの？
So for Sakurai to protect her? Yep. Shiro turned to Sakurai, who hadn't said a word this whole time.
割り切ろうぜ、レン。こりゃもうしょうがね
I paused no words strong enough to express the inner turmoil inside me, but Shiro was right.
だな。そうするがいいぜ小僧ども。で、俺の相手はどっちだよ。うるせえ。
Wow, both of them at the same time. Shiro and I shouted in sync.
てめえの相手は
え。俺だ。
Wow. So we really get the dream match, huh? Shiro held his arm in front of me, as if to prevent me from lunging at Wilhelm.
第2ラウンド行こうぜ。吸血鬼野郎。てめえは俺が締めてやる。
How are you planning to do this? Like, I swear, you have balls of steel, but you still can't do shit to him.
つうわけで、お前はとっととバカスミ取り返してこい。もたもたすんな。
I couldn't answer him right away. If I did, I wouldn't have anything good to say. Like, can you win? Or what do you plan to do? If the main goal of our fight was to get Kasumi back, then I certainly was the one who could fight, the only one who could fight Rusauka. While Kane was, damn it.
あとな、この割り振りは俺が判断したことだからよ。お前、まあなんつうんだ？悪い連れの口車に乗っちまったとでも思えよ。
バカ野郎
There was no way an excuse like that would fool me. But I could tell that he was actually showing me some consideration for once. Which is why...
死ぬなよ
Okay. I turned around with those lone words. Himuro was right in front of me. I felt something that I most certainly couldn't show her start welling up in my eyes the moment I saw her face. So,
俺は先輩を信じてる
okay. So we're trusting her that she's not bad. I mean, she wanted us to prevent us to like see the blood and stuff, so yeah, she's like not like she's aware that she's like used and she's important for these guys. Somehow that she knows that she's used and stuff, but she's not like with them. She's more like she don't have like any choice in the matter. I muttered that and wrapped my arms around her slender figure. A familiar face, and one of my few friends. I was dumb and naive, so I had no clue what sort of position she was in or what she was thinking, but my words and actions were probably driving her further and further into the corner. In that moment, I just wanted to put my thoughts into words.
俺にとって大事な人だからなくしたくない。俺は何も知らないしわからないけど、だからもっと話したいし。
藤井君。
Aw.
これが終わったら俺たちと帰ろう。先輩はこんなところにいちゃダメだ。
She likes you.
私。
She stopped herself before she could say the rest. While I broke off into the dash away from the group, I could feel Wilhelm and Shiro battle beginning behind me. You guys seriously had better not die. Run away if it looks like you are getting loose, no matter what it takes. All you've got to do is survive until I beat Rusauka and take Kasumi. But a moment later... okay? I thought I heard a voice.
本当に気に入らない。彼を怪我すのもいい加減にしろ。
Oh, speaking about Rusauka. Because Rusauka is like using the shadow like tentacles to steer him. Okay, Kay, what's your like backstory with Kane? I'm so freaking interested in this. You are so obsessed with him. I felt like I heard something, but maybe it was just my imagination. So she's going to attack Rusauka, right? Once I could no longer see, Ren, Shiro and Wilhelm sprang into action. And we'll see this action in the next episode actually. We'll just jump into the action in the next time. Yeah. That'll be it for this episode, so... what hour is it? Yeah, okay, I have like a bit of time, so yeah, should be fine. Okay, anyway, thank you for being with me for this episode. That was very interesting and very cool episode, actually. We got to see finally how the third degree of Wilhelm works. Still not sure exactly how it works, but we see what it can do. This guy is like basically invincible here. Like, how Shiro wants to fight him. Like, we don't even know where his physical body is. What, you are going to attack walls? What are you gonna do? Anyway, that will be it. So thank you everyone for being with me. So yeah, I will see you in the next one. So leave a like if you like the episode. Dislike if you dislike it. You can subscribe if you want to subscribe. Check my Discord, stuff like that. And I will see you in the next one. Thanks once again. And for now, Pocket Watch is going out.